start with the special senses today. So we will discuss cornea. But before going to the detail, can anyone tell me about the special senses which we have?
Sight, smell,
Yeah, sight, smell,
hearing,
taste,
hearing,
hearing, special only. If you can tell me few, if I ask general sensations are which?
touch, pressure, pain,
Pain, temperature, reduction in sense, okay. Vibratory sense, deep visceral sensations are a part of it. So we are dealing with the special senses concerning with your vision. So have you ever learned already any special sensation in your first year? If you recall, the sense of smell. We did the respiratory system, olfactory epithelium you did. So you have covered a portion in the first year. Right? So here we are concerned with the vision, the most important thing being said that your eye is the window towards your brain, isn't it? Okay. So the first thing, the infantry that comes before the light has to enter into your eye and forms image on the retina. So let's see what this cornea has. You can see that transparent avascular structure present as a first line of defense, you would say, warrior is your cornea in the eye. That is the transparent white. Can anyone tell the reason of its transparency? Avascularity. Yeah, avascularity is one of the very good reason of its transparency. Okay, that eyeball. If I ask you what are the layers of the eyeball, can anyone recall? Eyeball was having three layers. Yeah, outer fibrous layer, vascular, choroidal, uveal, whatsoever you want to, and the retinal or neuronal. So we are dealing with the outer one or the fibrous layer, which has got the cornea and the sclera. So definitely that cornea is going to be continue with that of sclera. So we can call it as corneosclera junction or limbus, isn't it? Right? So now come towards the transparency and detailed features of the cornea. Let's see some good here. From outwards towards the inner side. You get it? That is the first layer of your cornea, which is corneal epithelium. Can you guess what type of epithelium you have in your eye? First squamous, but non-keratinized, very good. So this non-keratinized definitely will be showing the topper layer with the nuclei in it and having the microvilli over it because we have got tears, right? Then we get the so many polygonal shaped layers, and the first layer, which is low columnar or seems to be cuboidal, is having a very well mitotic activity. So power of regeneration and renewal is very good in your corneal, this epithelium. So if the injury is there, so what is going to happen? That layer will regenerate very well, right? And you have experienced whenever there is just a dust particle in your eye, in an eyelash, you blink your eye, and there are so many reflex mechanisms through which you can save the injury towards your eye or cornea. But it's having why you are so much, you would say, sensitive towards this. What could be, let me ask, there are definitely reflex mechanism. It is just like that of if you touch a hot surface and you reflexly withdraw. Is it happen in your routine life, right? So same is with your eye that you blink it unconsciously, right? In a sense, okay. When a dust or any particle is trying to enter into your eye, you rub it, the tear film comes and that clears your cornea entirely. But if there is an injury, So as we learned that the renewal or mitotic activity is strong, so very good healing is there. But if it will cross this first layer and enter this tear into the second layer of your cornea called as Bowman's layer or anterior limiting layer of your cornea or second number. If the tear enters here, then opacity will be the result. Okay, so keep in mind that the layer which is going to regenerate will heal without any deformity. But if it will enter your second layer, the Bowman's layer or anterior limiting, which is the acellular structureless sort of but a thick layer next to your epithelium and forming looks like a basement membrane of this corneal epithelium, right? So if the nip enters here, it will produce the opacity, right? So the things should be clear. आपका आई का बोर्ड लगा हुआ है, आपसे पूछा जा रहा है कि कॉर्निया की layers, you should know that there are 5. पहली layer या epithelium में injury है, it has the power of regeneration. 7 days we'd say. Okay, इसमें ये exfoliate हो रही है और it's forming new. But if the nick has entered into the second Bowman's layer, it will create a mist, right? I'm repeating. क्या आपको याद है? Okay, the corneal ulcer tears heal in a very good way due to regenerative power, but they're very much painful, right? Keep in mind कि corneal tear बहुत painful होता है. Why we have got so many? क्या reason हो सकता है? आपके कॉर्निया में क्या ऐसी चीज है जो आपको बहुत ज्यादा पेन फील कराती है? टीयर तो कहीं भी होता है ना, बट इट्स वेरी पेनफुल. या sensory fibers are a part of it. It is well marked, बहुत ज्यादा है आपके कॉर्निया में. ब्लड वेसल्स अगर अल्लाह ने नहीं दी तो इसको नर्व सप्लाई बड़ी अच्छी देती है. आपने कभी आम ह्यूमंस को इन अ सेंस ऑब्जर्व किया? जस्ट टू रिमेंबर कि जिनका विजन नहीं होता उनकी समात हेयरिंग पावर बहुत बढ़ जाती है, वो हल्का सा शोर भी महसूस कर लेते हैं. और यूजुअली आम लोग जो देख रहे होते हैं, दे आर नॉट इवन लुकिंग विद जस्ट ओपन आई. उनका भी दिमाग और चीजों पे कंसंट्रेट कर रहा है, बिकॉज इट सीम्स कि हम देख रहे हैं, हम सुन रहे हैं. लेकिन एक चीज अगर कम है तो दूसरी बढ़ जाती है. अल्लाह ताला का एक फितरत का उसूल. सो वी शुड नो व्हाई द that could be one of the logic. The logic नहीं देने, but we should know avascularity if it is there. What should be maximum? That are the sensory nerve endings, right? Okay. After the second layer, first layer was epithelium, second was Bowman's membrane or anterior limiting membrane. Then we have entered into a 90% wider, thicker layer called as corneal stroma, or you would say substantia propria, means a proper layer or thickened part of your cornea has entered. And you can see so many running fibers which are definitely collagen fiber and protein type in this second third layer, as you would say protein type 1 if you concentrate on the consistency. And intermingling fibroblasts like with the cytoplasmic processes, keratocytes. इधर के cells का नाम है keratocytes, which are present in between. After that third layer, we enter into fourth layer, which is the posterior limiting membrane or descent membrane. Right? Then we enter into the final, the last or fifth one is the corneal endothelium. Endothelium is again epithelium, but we know whenever there is epithelium lining to the inner structure, we call it as endothelium. Right? It is simple squamous. The top, the exterior is the stratified squamous and ending up with the simple squamous. Okay, here it's avascular. The question can come and that how this cornea gets its nourishment. So we should be keeping in mind that this last layer is metabolically very active because it has got sodium potassium pump in it. So diffusion process takes place और ये सारे का सारा आपका कॉर्निया को नरिशमेंट मिल जाएगी, राइट? एक चीज आपके पास नहीं रूटीन में मिल रही, ब्लड वेसल्स आर ओवर देयर, तो हमें डिफ्यूजन प्रोसेस है जिसका हाइड्रेशन स्टेटस मेंटेन करेगा, राइट? सो दैट वाज द मेन कंसिस्टेंसी और 5 layers of your cornea. So let's see, enlarge it in a repeat. So kindly tell what was the first layer? Cornea epithelium. Made up of which epithelium? Microvilli producer. Then comes the Bowman's membrane, a cellular, homogeneous, thickened one, right? Then you enter into a broader one, which is a stroma, cornea stroma. For this, let me explain with the paper or this cardboard model. And as you can see here, that its interior one third, if I can show it to you, is made up of collagen fiber bundles in a form of a lamination, right? They are woven pattern, this orthogonal array or arrangement, which is showing that if I remove it, एक लेयर उतार ले जैसे आप अपनी बुक पे लेमिनेशन चढ़ाते हो, एक लेयर, दूसरी लेयर, तीसरी लेयर, ये एक एक करके लेयर्स हैं, वोवन पड़ी हुई है, लेकिन हर लेयर में you can see collagen fibrils are parallel. Can you see? Again parallel, right? Again parallel, again parallel. What? But the thing which is to be focused, that they are having 90-degree or perpendicular to the other one. This is about the interior one third. And next, if I can show you, and you can also observe here that posterior two third of this corneal stroma is not woven. But what happens? Step ladder like एक pattern कुछ देख रहे हैं? Again ऊपर नीचे laminated. जैसे हम एक बंडल को खोल दें, कार्ड बंडल को खोल दें, और आप इसमें ऑब्जर्व करें the direction of collagen fibrils vertically, horizontally, again vertically, means they are what they are doing, they are present perpendicular to one another. So this orthogonal arrangement of the fibrils inside your propria layer or stroma of the cornea is maintaining the transparency of your eye. एक तो रीजन आपने मुझे पहले बताया कि it was a vessel in the second strongest region. In this region, the cause is this orthogonal arrangement. इस वजह से हमें बड़ा शफाफ और क्लियर दिखते हैं. Okay, so then we enter into the descent, which is comparatively thinner to that of the Bowman's, and then the endothelium we discussed कि उसमें कैसे diffusion होता है due to which channel it is present. So now another important picture, if histologically if you see. So let's start with that. This is the outer surface or first layer. You can see very clearly it's stratified squamous non-keratinoids. ऐसे ही बड़ी क्लियर आपको दिख रहा है कि इसके एपिथेलियल सेल्स हैं. ये पहले बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन जिसके पास रीजनरेशन की बार है, माइटोटिक एक्टिविटी है. कहा यह जाता है कि जो लिम्बस का एरिया है, कॉर्नियस क्लियरेंस जंक्शन, they carry the stem cell, right? So that can be asked, and from there or from all around, all sides, like this is the sub taraf, then the cells moves on, and then you have to interact your eye with that of the air, light. ऐसे so it's being said, आपने पढ़ा भी अभी कि जो आपकी कॉर्निया की रिफ्रैक्टिव पावर ज़्यादा है from that of your lens. उसका रीजन क्या है? रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स जो एयर की है एक्वस ह्यूमर की, उसमें फर्क है. सो द डिफरेंसेस अमंग द रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ये मैटर करेगा कि why the refractive index is more in cornea than that of the lens. कॉर्निया में तकरीबन 80% है, और अगर आप लेंस की बात करें तो इट इज ऑफ 20%. यहाँ बड़ा क्लियर देख सकते हैं हिस्टोलॉजिकली, आपके पास स्लाइड आ जाए कि आप एपिथेलियम फर्स्ट लेयर को फोकस करेंगे, और इसके नीचे जो फर्स्ट ए सेलुलर लेयर है दैट इज द Bowman's membrane or anterior limiting membrane. So easy to remember कि A and B, anterior limiting and starting with the letter Bowman's membrane, right? Then we enter into the broadened substantia propria or connective tissue of the cornea or stroma. You can see so many running collagen fibers जिसको हमने डायग्राम और कार्ड की मदद से अंडरस्टैंड किया, और इन बिटवीन जो फाइब्रोब्लास्ट लाइक सेल थे उन्हें केराटोसाइट्स कहते हैं. ठीक है. Then we enter into the last decimate, second last layer, present and behaving as a posterior limiting membrane, right? Then we enter into this सिंपल स्क्वेमस जिसने काम करना है डिफ्यूजन को अलाउ करना है. सिंपल आपको पता है वैसे भी डिफ्यूजन के लिए फेमस व्हाट हैपेंस इन योर एल्वेलाई. वहाँ भी एपिथेलियम अल्लाह ताला ने सिंपल स्क्वेमस रखी है ताकि जो एयर हम इनहेल करते हैं उसका बड़ा अच्छा मैकेनिज्म हो. अगर वहाँ पर स्ट्रेटिफाइड या कोई ट्रांजिशनल किस्म की लेयर्स होती तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता हमें ये सांस अंदर लेके जाना, इनहेल और एक्सहेल, और ऑक्सीजन और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को खुद से डील करना. सो वेयर एवर देयर इज नीडेड कि वहाँ पर बेहतरीन अंदाज से डिफ्यूजन हो सके तो वहाँ पे अल्लाह ताला सिंपल स्क्वेमस सॉर्ट ऑफ एपिथेलियम को प्लेस कर लेते हैं. देन कम्स डेफिनेटली द एक्वस. So the 5 layers, easy to remember. We have got the corneal epithelium, then Bowman's membrane, then substantia propria or stroma of your cornea, then descent membrane or posterior limited membrane. Then finally you've got the simple squamous. Okay. So I think that the fibrous tunica or tunic consisting of your cornea and sclera you are looking into. Then you can see the middle vascular tunic consisting of iris, ciliary body and choroid, right? Well vascular layer it is. Then you get the retina, right? Where the image is being formed. So after that we'll see the real slide. So here from outwards towards inner side, first you get the corneal epithelium, right? Then next to it, the Bowman's membrane or anterior limiting membrane acting as a basement membrane to this epithelium. Then you can see this collagen bundles in the corneal stroma, right? The proper spacing or placement इसके अंदर है because proteoglycan ground substance भी present है इसके अंदर. Chondroitin sulfate, keratin sulfate, sort of. If you can recall the connective tissue, it's also connective tissue. It should be knowing कि cell भी होने चाहिए, connective tissue है, fibers भी होनी चाहिए, and ground substance भी होना चाहिए. So first year का अगर repeat ना भी करें, the word connective tissue is self-explanatory. और जब आप इस तरीके से याद करते हैं तो आपको याद आ जाता है कि fibers है तो we have to put collagen. Protein type डाल दीजिए which is of type 1. फिर आप अगर सेल्स याद करेंगे तो फाइब्रोब्लास्ट सेल है कहलाते हैं केराटोसाइट्स. और फिर आप इसकी ग्राउंड सब्सटेंस पे फोकस करेंगे प्रोटीग्लाइकन, उसकी सब टाइप्स बता देंगे. इन अ सेंस कि अगर आपको नोट आ जाए यू आर इजी टू बी एबल टू राइट इट. देन यू गेट द दिस descent membrane and finally that layer is the simple squamous epithelium. These are the 5 layers to understand the corneal side. Thank you very much.